How many wins? And
All right, good afternoon and welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News. We've got the UCAR champion,
yes, sir.
Christian Keller, the 2020 Super Truck champion,
2022.
2022. What did I say, 20?
2020.
Okay, well, 2022. Maybe I was wishing it was 2020, but anyway. It's good to have both you guys with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So let's talk about let's go do a little bit on my sponsors here real quick, or our sponsors, I should say, not just mine. MPM, McAllister Precision Marketing. Tanya McAllister, thank you, Tanya, for all you do for us. Black Acid Apparel, Bill Petroff and his group down there. Thank you, Bill. Somebody we can't do without, I'm telling you, Todd Davis at Factory Canopies. He gave us the thing here. He gave us the chairs.
Nice.
And he sent me a tent. And I'm going to tell you, I'm planning on doing some outside stuff next year. So that was pretty cool that he helped set that up.
Nice.
And want to thank Langley Speedway, Bill Mullis and Chuck Hall and Terry Beluzzo, everybody that works tirelessly here to make things go right here at Langley Speedway. Pepsi, even though my Pepsis are gone, but anyway, they will be here next week. Bondrett Brothers Distillery from Chase City, Virginia. My buddy Robert Bondrett. I've got to get up and see him real soon. He's got some moonshine he wants me to have to bring that down here. So anyway, we'll do that. GAC Enterprises LLC. That is Guillermo Amaya. He has started his construction company over here. He has two branches, one in the north and one in the south. I think they're doing like new roads and all kinds of construction and everything they're doing. He has got a heck of a business going there, and I want to thank him for coming on board with us and being a part of it. NC811, Brian Morehouse, now starting January 1st, NC811 will not be with us anymore. It will be Virginia 811. Brian Morehouse has moved to Virginia, so we're going to be doing Virginia 811. Our title sponsor here for our show, Smith's Wraps and Graphics and everything they do for us. I'm going to tell you what, Billy Smith's got his hands full. We've got a lot of stuff going on and does a great job. Papa John's, the pizza is here tonight. I mean, last week it wasn't here. The week before we wasn't here, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So anyway, we got Papa John's Pizza. Thank Amanda for that. Mayhem Management. Man, Mayhem Management. Erin, Goodman, and all the people at Mayhem Management, thank you for all you do. She's doing a lot of our graphic design things now. And we look a little bit more professional than what we did 6 weeks ago. So a pretty good deal. And Tim Brown over at Slinger Speed Company with the Slinger graphics and whatever all he's got going on over there. He does a lot of shirts and stuff. He'll be with us soon. I'm going to have him on the show, and glad to have him involved. So that's all our sponsors, and want to thank all of them for being a part of what we do every week. So let's talk a little news about what's going on. Did anybody watch any racing this weekend?
No.
I mean, I know you did racing, but the Cup race this past weekend, Christopher Bell got the win, and I tell you, I gotta say one thing about old Ross Chastain.
I think that's what everyone's going to talk about.
Ross Chastain just flat decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do it, and I don't care what happens. And first thing I thought of when I saw it, I didn't see it live. I was listening to it on the radio, but I didn't see it live. But the first thing I thought of was, how about that gate there at Martinsville, out of 4, the crossover gate there out of 4? What if he'd hit that wrong? He would have tore that thing all to pieces.
That was my one thing about it is obviously bold move, brilliant. But the one thing that like I don't even know how to explain it that I would be kind of Eve about would be he used the safer barrier that connects that the only thing protecting the fans from him wide open and used it. That was my only thing as far as that sketchy, but I mean,
All
I
right,
ain't gonna do that here anyway.
what's your take on it? Do you think it's illegal?
No.
I mean, it's not illegal. I don't mean illegal, but do you think it should be done away with? That's what I should have said.
No, I don't. No,
Because there's a lot of guys are saying that they shouldn't allow him to do that.
because they didn't do it first, Jack.
Well, they didn't think about that.
Exactly.
But then I heard a couple on the radio today as I was coming down here. Two drivers were on the radio, and they said they studied how to do that at Martinsville and at Phoenix. They have studied how to do that and how to keep it in the gas. They say it's not as feasible at Phoenix, but times get tough. You're going to do what you got to do. But I couldn't believe he picked up 6 spots. I mean, that was, and all the drivers, what the hell was that?
Did you watch the video of all the spotters?
Yeah. Where did he come from?
Great.
That was classic.
That was pretty cool. Anyway, hello, Erin. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Hunter says he'll hold it down real good for you. He said he's gonna take care of everything. So as long as he don't mess with this, we're good over here.
That's why you're moving way over here.
Because I'm not sure what I'm doing half the time. That's the reason. Anyway, yeah, Christopher Bell got the win in the Xfinity race. I'm just gonna put it out there the way I see it. Ty Gibbs is a little shit.
He is.
I mean, he isn't entitled. He thinks he's entitled to this. He's entitled to everything. I mean, nothing NASCAR could do about it. But wrecking your teammate, even though your teammate's not going to be your teammate after this week. But that's still.
I mean, that's like Kyle Busch. He's still going to finish out where he's at, but he's going to try to do his best and do a good job and be respectful, which, give or take who says that. But you don't just.
But think about it. Had he not wrecked Brandon Jones, had he not wrecked him and Brandon, because he was already locked in.
Yep.
So him and Brandon Jones
Could have been in.
would have been in, and Joe Gibbs would have had half of the field.
Yep.
But instead, Junior Motorsports has 75% of the field now with one Gibbs.
Yep.
I think that was a poor choice.
Yep.
He made right there. But
A lot of that is inexperience on a young driver, and I do the same thing. I make split-second decisions during the race. You don't even think while you're in the middle of a race. But that spotter should have been, stay where you're at. You're good. We're going in.
Right.
But no, 90%. I mean,
Symptom.
it's one thing to prove, I'm the best because I'm Ty Gibbs. Now, that's where you're coming from, and I get that 100%.
Well, I've seen Ty Gibbs in the media center at Richmond. Okay. He had a run-in with somebody earlier in the season, and he came to the media center. And he comes and sits down in the media center, and the first thing he starts talking about everybody else but him. Okay, he did this, and nah. I looked in the back of the room, and I think I wasn't the only one who saw it because it came up. Joe Gibbs walked in the back of the room, didn't say a word, didn't get up in the front like most owners will go up and sit with the driver. He didn't go up there. He's sitting right in the back of the room. But all of a sudden, his mannerisms changed. Ty Gibbs, his whole attitude changed. Oh, now it's God. Thank God for this and thank God for that.
What do you think about that comment he made?
Which one?
The Jesus one.
I'm not saying he's not religious, because if you're part of Joe Gibbs' family, you're going to probably be religious. I've no doubt about that.
Right.
But he's I think he goes overboard with it. So that
was my take as well.
That's my opinion, and that's just the way I see it. I don't know, but I was, I'm really disappointed in the fact that he didn't think about that a little bit better. I know Brandon Jones is not going to be there next year, but that's no reason to dump him, as far as I'm concerned. That is still a car that's in their camp trying to make the playoffs.
We don't dump anybody intentionally. I'm not going to bring up another race that happened.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say you would dump them intentionally. Sometimes
He jumped him.
some things happen.
There's a line there, Jack.
Yeah, I went through it a couple times, so I know how it is. Down at Nashville, they had the big All-American 400 this past weekend at Nashville. The track championship went to Dylan Fetchko. Jake Bowman got his first pro late model win down there. In the All-American 400, Stephen Nasi got the win. Gio Ruggiero was second, and Kyle Crump was third. That was a pretty big deal to be in that race and get that win. I think that's Nasi's like fifth or sixth win in the All-American 500. So that's really, really big for him. Down in Tri-County, Michael Falk got the win. Everybody knows Falk racing and everything. He's got behind the wheel at Tri-County, and he did a heck of a job and got the win. Southern National Motorsports Park. Now, I know Cody Bryant won down there, but was he running a limited or was he running a late model? He said it was a limited.
That's what I heard.
I heard because he gave Craig Estep all the credit of, giving him a good car and everything. I was thinking, well, maybe it was a late model. So, but anyway, he won the race down there. All right, here at Langley Speedway, we had a big night of racing. It was some fun racing. Season champions were named. In the Super Streets, Sammy Gaeta got the win in the race. The champion for the year belonged to Jimmy Atkins. In the Legends, Tommy Jackson Jr. got the win, and the champ was Spencer Saunders. And I tell you what, Tommy Jackson Jr., I gained a little respect for him. He did not do a big celebration because it was Spencer Saunders' night. He didn't take the flag. He made sure the flag went straight to Spencer. All he did was did a quick interview and he got out of the way. So I thought that was really cool on his part that he did that. So anyway, in the bandos, in the bandos, Brian Runstrom Jr. got the win and Aiden Milet got the championship. And then there was this super truck race. Hunter Waltrip got the win. Hunter Waltrip got the championship. Of course, you didn't have to do nothing but start the race and have the championship. So
and that was kind of like what we were our mentality going in. It was like, look, I mean, we weren't even gonna take tires that morning. We were like, hey, we can get 2 tires. And then I was like, well, I don't need them. I save the money. Let's just run mid-pack and then all the trucks started showing up. I saw who was coming. And I was like, oh, he's fast. Oh, he's fast. He's fast. And I got a little worried. I was like, you know what? It's last race. I got it. Let's just slap 2 tires on and see what we can do. And 2 right sides, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job of staying out there in front of Chris, and it was pretty good race.
If he wouldn't have gotten that toboggan on lap 3, it would have been a lot closer, or maybe a different outcome, honestly.
And then the Beluzzo Memorial modified race, Beluzzo Memorial 100, Brendan Queen got the win. That was, typical Brendan in the fact that I know up on top of this box Saturday night, Phil Warren was spotting for him. And I know Phil told him, lay back, don't burn the equipment up, lay back, because he laid back, 2 seconds behind him, 2 or 3 seconds behind him at the start of the race, and he just kind of rode there. But after the second half of the race, all of a sudden he came to life and went right on around.
That's what he does.
Yep. And he's got it down to an art. So that's a pretty big thing.
He's running full-time Cars Tour next year, isn't he?
Full-time Cars Tour with Lee Pulliam. Chad, he had a chance to go somewhere else. There was another team that wanted him to come do their car, but they figured it would be better if he went to Pulliam because Pulliam had the more experience, the people, and everything as far as all that's concerned.
Right.
So Brendan's going to go drive for Lee Pulliam. I think that'll be a great big deal for him. So I want to say I appreciate Brendan. Brendan took my grandson down, and I had a picture with him in Victory Lane. My grandson thinks the world rises and sets in him, not you, Hunter. He loved the super trucks, but he didn't say nothing about Hunter Waltrip. He kept telling me, he kept saying, who's the guy winning? I said, Hunter Waltrip. First thing he hollers, you ken Darrell Waltrip?
I get that a lot, especially since I race too.
That's funny.
I just tell people I don't get a Christmas card, so probably not.
Right.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, so that's your winners from this past weekend. A lot of news coming out about driver changes. I think it's a big deal. So a lot of teams are changing up. We were going to have Kevin Bellicourt on tonight as a one of our guests. They're loading up for Phoenix, and he said he thought he would be done in time, but he's not going to be done in time. So he will be with us next Tuesday night. He said the season's over. I'll be home Tuesday night, and we can do it then, and I can give you a recap on everything. And so I'm going to hold him to it. So anyway, that's a pretty good deal. We got Shawna Robinson coming on tonight. Everybody knows who Shawna is and where she came from and all the races you look like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I know, but you were looking at me like, who's that?
I'm looking at you the same way I have all night.
Do you know who Shawna Robinson is?
No.
Okay, well, we'll fill you in as we go
Fixing to
along.
find out, right?
Yeah, right. So anyway, we're going to start out here with Christian Keller, the UCAR champion.
Yep.
So they had a great year. So tell us all about how things went this year for you.
It went good. Won another championship. A little tougher than last year, but ended up getting it done. I think with 3 races to go, we were 4th in points. It wasn't looking too good, but we stayed strong and ended up pulling it off.
Yeah, you had a good couple runs there towards the end of the year. It
Yep.
made you look good.
Yeah.
So.
Not a lot of people know we had a motor issue. We cracked the cylinder wall in the motor with, I think, 3 races to go.
Ooh.
Yeah, ran it hot the whole race because we couldn't afford to pull it down. So we ran it hot that 35 lap race. It started running hot, I think, lap 10, and it held up through lap 35. And we took it apart that Sunday or that week after the race, and the cylinder wall was cracked. We ended up putting a used motor in it, and it held up for the last, I think, 2 or 3 races and got it done.
So how many wins did you have this year?
Technically, we had 7, but I crossed the checkered first with 6 wins. The last race we had a couple of DQs, and I ended up getting the last win. But
Okay, well, that's
yeah,
that's part
it
of
was more than last year, and that's what we wanted to do. So
why have you picked the UCARs to race in? I mean, that's
fun division. We started out in the Enduros and wanted to move up, and the UCARs were a good fit for us, and it's worked out.
So have you had a chance to dump Crystal West yet?
No, I haven't. I don't think she's been in front of me this year, so I haven't had.
Oh, she's been in front of you. Oh, okay.
Thank God. But no, it's all good there. I wouldn't dump nobody.
No, we had her on the show and she told me how she was going
I
to
remember that.
beat the boys and do all this stuff to them in both the Wacky Wednesday and
She does good in Wacky. She does all right Saturday nights. She didn't have good luck like she does on Wednesdays, but
got to give her a little bit of a break because she's married to Sparky, so that makes
right. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's pretty.
That's a good point.
So, what are your plans for next year? What are you looking at next year? Going back to the UCARs or?
Since you asked, we're not going to be running UCARs next year. I haven't made an announcement. Some people know, but since you asked, we will be moving up to the Super Streets. Plan on running full time as long as everything goes good. Working on getting a motor deal together,
Cool.
and then plan on running a full season in the Super Streets.
So you've already got your Super Street car
Yes.
and everything ready to go? I mean,
Well,
not ready to go, but
I got it, and working on a motor and transmission deal. And then once I get the motor and transmission, we'll be getting some seat time and getting ready for the 2023 season.
well, I'm gonna ask the same question again. Then why did you pick Super Streets? I mean, it seems like to me, I'm hearing a lot about the limiteds and all these people going to move to limiteds. A lot of Grand Stock drivers are moving to limiteds.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know, what the deal is.
I like Super Streets. I've always wanted to run one. Some people say they're rough, but I mean, any class can get rough. So we got a good deal in the car. I couldn't pass it up, so we ended up buying it.
I can't be so rough out there. They ran pretty good the other night.
They did, yeah. We were out here watching in turn 2, and I saw like, they can run this good every week next season, hopefully. So
Was the car that you bought one that was here?
yeah, it was Randy Akers' old car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of Akers' old car.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be a decent car then.
Yeah.
So he's got some news too that he's got going on.
He sure does.
He's supposed to come on next week and tell
Is
us
he?
all about that.
Awesome.
What he's got going on
Yeah.
for next year. So I talked with him Saturday a little bit. So, well, it's cool that you got a plan for next year
Yeah.
and everything looking good. And
Yeah.
so Who all helps you with your car and everything, the sponsors and everything?
It's just me, Mole, and Landon Florian's been helping me this year. But as far as sponsors, we had a Nice Guy Auto and Transmission on the hood. Had Parts Barn, Charlie Bryant Jr. helping us. He's been helping us since I started racing enduros. Had Farley Financials, which sponsors the division. He's been helping out. Roughing Fenders Podcast. We had Chimney Sweeps of Virginia. Vim Exotics. I think it was Apex Tree Solutions. And I think that's it.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So we only got two or three sponsors return next year, so we'll be looking for some more as well.
Well, so if you want to get involved and help somebody with a race car,
yeah,
here's your man.
Yeah, we got room. So,
and there's a guy sitting there beside you. He's got a business. He could probably help you some too.
Yeah, we're looking for. Like I said, we got plenty of room on the car.
I'm trying to.
I mean, that's kind of my thing. I like rookies. I do. Right. Like I sponsored 2 rookies in the Bandos. Okay. One of them, Nevaeh Edwards, got Rookie of the Year in the Bandos this year.
There you go.
So really proud of that. And Georgia Causey did pretty good.
Stuff.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. You done got involved with her and got all that, and then you win a championship. That's completely different than what you used to be.
What's that?
Huh?
What?
I mean, you're turning into a winner.
Champ cart driver. No, I mean I love underdogs. Like
there you go.
That's why Corey LaJoy is one of my favorite drivers and all that. So
yeah.
So we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this has been waiting for a long time to get to you.
It's been a couple months, I think.
Well, I put the date I put on it was way back in September. So,
yeah.
But anyway, this is your Driver of the Week certificate.
Thank you.
And sorry we had to wait so long, but I was out.
Yeah, and I couldn't make it one time. But I'll put this right next to the one I got. I think last year I got one last year. But this is cool.
You got one too this year, so you're
nice.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
They are cool.
It's in my office.
Huh?
It's in my office.
Oh, okay. And I got one for your. You came with Timmy.
Yeah.
At that time, I got his sitting on my desk.
Oh.
So
right.
I should have brought it tonight and gave it to you because.
Well, you didn't know I was coming until last minute.
Well,
texted me while I'm at Hooters. How dare you?
Interrupted the Hooters, son.
He said, I need a favor. I need a co-host. I said, all right, well, I'm in Chesapeake. I ain't doing nothing tonight. So.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you.
Ain't no problem, Jack.
Even though you had to drop and run from Hooters on it. So, but yeah, I didn't know till the last minute myself, so we had to make some arrangements. Of course, one-legged Scott, he's out in Vegas on one foot.
Wow.
This would be the week for him to be here because he could talk all about Ross Chastain like he used to. He's the one who brought Ross Chastain to my attention because he said like 5. I think Ross Chastain to Scott Allen is like Brett Favre to John Madden.
Well, and we went. And the thing about it is, we went to Charlotte,
right?
And we were at one of those places in Charlotte, and he came up and we interviewed him in Charlotte before he became Ross Chastain, the big driver. I mean, he was still doing a little bit of trucks and a little bit of everything,
right?
And so yeah, Scott kind of liked the guy. You know, he said, "Hey, that's my man right there."
Good deal.
So anyway. Going back seeing you in the Super Streets next year.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you're excited for it.
I am. Yeah, we are.
So what's the winter months got except working on car? We know that, but I mean, what else you got going on for the winter months? Just the time to relax.
Yeah, hanging out with family. Got a 10-month at the house, so yeah, relaxing, hanging out.
You ain't got no 10-month at home, do you?
No, not that I know of.
I don't know. He was at Hooters last night.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And somebody, Victoria says, Super Streets in 2023. Let's do it.
Yeah, she's.
You know, that's pretty cool that your wife is.
She is.
Is involved in that, and like she is, and gets excited about it.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't say nothing. Today is my 41st wedding anniversary.
Is it?
Nice.
Happy anniversary, Jack.
And
nice.
I'm here. She's not here. But she understood. But we did spend 2 weeks ago, we spent on a cruise ship.
Nice.
Cruising around for our anniversary. So
awesome.
That was a pretty good. But this day and time, 41 years is no joke. I mean, people don't stay together 41 years a lot now these days. So I'm happy that she supports what I do too. So anyway, I just leave home and come down here and hang out and go home when I get there.
Right.
But she's the only person I know of that we had an anniversary one time and we were going on a trip for our anniversary. But before we left on the trip, it was also opening the first time they ever raced at Rockingham when they reopened. When they reopened Rockingham, it was the first time they raced. My son was on Woody Howard's pit crew. So I told her, we can't go nowhere until I go to Rockingham. I'm going to Rockingham for the race. And so she went, when we left there and went on our trip, but we went to Rockingham. So on our anniversary, I wined and dined her right on pit wall, gave her a sausage biscuit and a drink, and we sat on pit wall, and that's where we. So
that's awesome, though. I mean, because it's hard to find women who can put up with what we do.
Very true, very true. Rodney Davis. Somebody woke him up and got him out and about.
I need to get his autograph.
Get Rodney Davis's autograph? What you want to autograph a Rodney Davis for?
That's my buddy.
That's your buddy? My buddy. You really missing some friends, aren't you? You having problems with friends? Or?
About 1.5. One of them is small.
Christian said he come be your friend. Rodney, he's all right when he's asleep. I mean, I can't be so hard on him. Anyway, so I'm waiting on Shawna Robinson to give us a call, so we'll talk to Hunter over there about his year this year, man. Big year for you. Didn't get a championship. All of a sudden, you're a winner.
Yeah,
I want you to sit down and explain how to win to Scott.
That's gonna be hard.
How to win to Scott?
Yeah, because Scott don't know how to win.
Luck's really bit him in the butt a lot.
Well, how much of it is luck and how much of it is?
The bad luck is what I'm talking about. Like
how much of it is bad luck and how much of it is Scott?
I don't know.
So here's a guy that gets wrecked in downtown Virginia Beach. He's driving somebody else's car and breaks his foot, has to go through all the surgery. He's going to be out another, 6 weeks?
Wow.
At least.
Dang.
At least. And then they're talking about he's going to have another surgery behind that one. When that's all healed up and back and see how things heal up before he may have to go through it again.
Wasn't he in a cast at the last banquet? He was. I got a picture of him. I was about 2 tables over and I said, Scott! And he
he was. He was on that little car riding around. And when they brought Davey Millard in, he went up there and got beside Davey Millard and asked him, did he want to race? But he was. That's when it happened. So it's been going on for over a year.
Wow.
And so he's had a rough time. But again, Scott Allen is a great race car driver. See, that's what I'm talking about. Rodney Davis is a lot. His mind is just eat up. I mean, it's not.
2-time driver of the week. He raced twice in 1 week.
No, he got it 2 times before I cut him off. Said he ain't gonna do it no more.
I remember that was a couple of years ago when I was selling carts when we were doing all that.
Yeah, he. I don't know how in the world you can say he's driver of the week. He got driver of the week one time, finishing 5th in a 4-car race.
Wow,
that's the way to do it.
That's a hard way to go about.
That is a hard way.
But I just remember he was going down the back straightaway when the winner came by here. He was still going down the back straightaway, way behind. And all I heard was, "Hey, you see how good Scott drove?" Well, I mean, they won the 4 cars in the race, and he was way over there. So how did he become driver?
He didn't wreck it.
He didn't. He did enough of that later. So we even had to, you even had to put the thing on the pedal so you know which pedal to push. Lord. I'm serious. He qualified on the outside pole one time last year.
In the Pro 6?
In the Pro 6, qualified on the outside pole. They dropped the green flag. He hit the wrong pedal. Instead of hitting the gas, he hit the brake.
Maybe he was setting up the crossover, Jack.
I would turn in to catch the Bash Scott session. Hey, we're already bashing him. That's pretty much the way it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go back to 100. How many wins you get this year?
I think 3. First one, then about mid-season, and then the last one.
Cool. I mean, that's a big deal. Getting 3 wins.
Anyone's a big deal.
Yeah.
And this is your first year. It wasn't your first year.
Rookie year last year and
Yeah.
Championship this year. Second season.
So that's pretty cool. And I think the greatest thing was that thing we were talking about earlier about you and your dad won it 20 years ago, almost to the day, to what you wanted.
At least to the month, but yeah, to the year. Definitely 20 years.
We were setting up here when it was. I think when it was being said, we were setting up here, and I was thinking, is that right? I don't know if that's right or not. But
I found one of the pictures from that year, and it's me and my dad, and my sister, and all. And then his spotter, they were all actually here for my race. My mom came, my sister from up north, and then my dad's spotter from way back when he came to the race. So you see a lot of familiar faces in those 2 pictures, like 20 years difference. That it was really heartwarming and had a lot of pressure that race because all those people were there. I was like, I gotta win. I gotta win.
That's a pretty big deal to get that win in that situation, especially after all the 20 years in between. All right, I see Miss Robinson on here, and we're going to have her come on and talk with her a little bit. Let's add her to the show here. Hey, Shawna Robinson, how you doing? Uh-oh, I don't hear no sound.
Uh-oh.
I got it. You there now? I guess not.
Was there?
Hello. I'm
Well, we
here,
got a
but let me
problem.
tell you why.
There it is. I think I got it now.
No, it's back.
Wow.
I don't know.
Up stopping.
Something is not right with it keeps muting you.
I
Old
know.
people
I don't know what's happening. Something.
I don't know. Maybe it's just an internet connection thing. Can you hear me now?
Oh no, it is my internet connection thing because I live in the country. There are cows and goats out here. There's not a great internet connection. So I don't know. Can we keep going?
Yeah, I think so. I think I got it straight on this end now. It might conk out again, but I'll let you know if it does. But that's not a problem. And we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight too. I thank you for that. Yeah.
Is Papa John pizza ready?
Yeah, you have the Papa John pizza.
Awesome.
Hello, we're back in the old world.
Are they both pepperoni?
Huh?
Is the bottom one pepperoni too?
No, the bottom one's hamburger.
What? Oh, nice.
Well, I think we lost Shawna.
Call her back.
Can't call her
I
back.
said thanks for having you on here. She hung up.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to talk to her because she's one of the first ones to run Cup. She won a pole and everything.
Damn.
So she's done pretty good. And I think she's doing a lot of catching helping some of the younger drivers come along. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wait and see if she comes back on or not. That's what happens every time Hunter Walker comes over here. Something happens.
I didn't do anything.
I know what it is. It was Rodney Davis being on here. That's enough to ruin anything. So, what's your plans for next year?
We're gonna play golf. I don't know. I don't like racing.
You don't like racing? Yeah, right. Okay.
No, we decided about a month or 2 ago. I wanted to go one division up, and then my dad taught me, and he's like, anyone can win a championship, but it's hard to do it 2 times in a row.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. There she is, back again.
Hi.
I think we got you now.
Hello?
How you doing? Or you can't see us? You can't hear us?
Okay, I am so sorry for your guest. I'm so sorry for your guest that I keep interrupting his interview. Like,
No, but
he's
it ain't
telling a
nobody
story
but
and I
You
don't
don't,
get
you don't mind me. You go. It's,
he ain't no problem. He ain't no problem at all. He's around here all the time.
more of a distraction.
All right.
Actually.
Well,
Yeah,
you
well,
have me. It's not real clear, but yeah.
Well, we're gonna do the best we can while we got you. How about that? So, how are things going with you? How are you doing these days?
Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I've been totally busy working on all different kinds of things, being involved in everything from a little bit of motorsports stuff, but not a lot, not driving, but appeals and women in racing. But mainly my design jobs are keeping me busy on a daily basis.
Yeah, I knew you. I had heard you were doing some interior design and stuff like that. So you do have a lot going on.
Okay, did I lose you again?
No, I see you. Can you hear us? Hello.
I can. I'm here.
Okay, we get you every now and then it goes off.
Okay, I swear I can hear you.
Would you? I tell you what we can do. We can.
All right, are you guys there?
Yeah. I tell you what. Let's do. I tell you what. Let's reschedule it so we can get
Yeah.
the internet straight. Is that good with you?
That sounds so much better because this is really frustrating. Like, I don't
Okay.
feel like you can hear me or I can't hear you.
Okay, well, let's do that.
Okay, I have one thing to say though before we leave.
Okay, go ahead. Anything you want to say?
Oh no, it's just one quick thing, which I'm sure you've already talked about.
What
The hell did you think about Martinsville on the last lap?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I mean, I heard it on the radio to start with, and then I went back and watched it, and I couldn't believe it. I don't know what them drivers, how they felt about seeing him go around there like that and just pass everybody.
Oh, I think it was awesome. I think it was like, oh, just there's been so many thoughts on it, but it was like a spur of the moment. I just we'll discuss further, but would love to talk about all kinds of things, but when we can more discuss.
All right, I will get in touch with you and we'll reschedule it and get you back and get you straight on that. Is that good?
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Not a problem. Thank you.
I can try to be in a different location next time or something.
Okay, that's not a problem. Thank you. I'll be in touch with you.
Goats and cows are hell on Wi-Fi.
I was like me. I'm hell on a damn computer over here too. So
We were watching, hit all the buttons, you muted, unmuted, muted. I'm like,
well, I mean, every time I'd unmute it, it'd mute right back.
I've seen that.
But see, he saw it, so
I think he saw it too.
he ain't gonna admit it.
you're over there.
He ain't gonna admit it. So back to your story.
What story?
See, you didn't act like you forgot what we were talking about. You said you were thinking about moving up one, and then your dad said something to you, and I guess when she broke back in.
So we're gonna go for 2 in a row.
Oh, that's cool.
We found them. I mean, it's every week we, go over the truck. We find a little bit more, speed. Like we can do this, we can try this, and it's to the point to where, yeah, we got the championship, but we might have a couple more things we want to try. Why sell the truck? Give up on what we could have done to make it faster or, more competitive. You got to get every ounce you can out of it.
So are you done for the year, or you got anything else?
I mean, are there any more races this year? I
know they got the big races down at Southern National, and
they don't run trucks anywhere else.
They don't. Okay.
So someone contacted me about Sobo. They got a new guy as a track promoter, and he wants to bring new
Trace for shears.
Yeah, wants to do different classes and all. I sent him an email saying this is what we have here. I don't know how many trucks are down there. And I got to thinking that Orange County, excuse me, I wonder if there's a couple of trucks down there that might still be around that people can throw together.
Yeah.
But
Orange County used to do that
they
a
did,
lot.
and that's where a couple of trucks came from here. They sold like, there's like 10 that went up for sale.
But didn't Shannon Lester bring a bunch of vehicles here from somewhere else that, you know, he got somewhere or he bought somewhere else and brought
They're
it down?
telling him.
I was thinking.
He's the one, I think, who made it possible to get all these trucks here for the last race. Because Shannon's very good. I mean, Sportsman of the Year, multiple. He raced with my dad in that championship. And then he raced with me, and he made a comment on my photo the other day that I've raced with 2 generations of Hunter and Brian. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
He's been around for a long time.
How is it, you know, to race and have your dad be such a big part of it? I mean, you know, he knows the racing world and he's done it, and then now you're doing it, and having him there, that has to be cool to be able to work with your dad like that.
It is. I mean, getting into it, it was a lot of, you know, I saw all the old kart pictures and videos and all, and then when I came here to help out a race team, I saw the champ carts on the track. I was like, they're still doing that? Like, I want to see if I can do what my dad used to do. And climbed in it. Chris Bechtel gave me the opportunity to drive a champ kart, and that's what started everything. And then from there, our family got closer. Our family got closer to where they were back then when it was a racing family. And then when Dad retired and got out, everyone kind of just went and did their own thing.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm racing, it brought a lot of my family together. And I've never said that out loud, but that's what means the world to me.
And you know, that's the kind of way it is in racing. The family aspect of racing it's really big here at Langley. I mean, you know, you can look out there and see, like, you got kids and everything, and everybody's out there and involved in what's going on. I think it's really cool to. I kind of wish somewhere along the line that my son, you know, was a driver or had an interest in racing cars here at the time. But I mean, he was he went the big time down in Charlotte. But you know, I would love to have been able to do that. And, when I was racing, it was really cool to have my son, who was like 10, 11, 12 years old at the time when I was racing. He was all into it. I mean, I was working night shift at the prison I was working at, and I was working night shift, and I would be in bed, sleep during the day, and hear my car start up. And he'd be out, because I had it outside in the thing on jack stands. He would go in there and be cleaning the car. He'd be telling everybody he's cleaning the car. I mean, he did. Now, he kept it clean, but he did all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, he'd hear it fire up. And my wife go running out the door trying to make sure he won't try to take off with it. But I mean, I would love that. I would love that. I mean, it would be great. My grandson, he wants to get into the go-karts.
There you go.
He's wanting to go kart racing, and he came here the other night and he said, Granddad, I think maybe I'd like to do a bandolero. I said, well, you need to start somewhere else before you go to the bandoleros. So let's start somewhere else first,
right,
and get a little.
How old is he?
He's 10, just turned 10.
Okay.
So I think he's got the bug. He's really into it. He's a big Brendan Green fan, and so I mean he's got it bad. And when Papa heads for the racetrack, I got to make sure he's somewhere near me where he's going with me, because he's going to make sure he gets here. Right. So that's really cool. So you got a family involved in, I mean, you know, your family, and of course your wife's really involved with what you're racing.
Right.
So I mean, that's got to be cool for you too, to have all
definitely.
that going on.
Yeah.
So your kids into the racing thing too? They like to.
Yeah, she does. She does like the racing. So we'll see where it goes when she's old enough. What she wants to do.
Yeah.
Leave it up to her.
That would be cool. So that was my wife. She just read something I wrote to her on the thing today. It shows how fast she really gets to pay attention to what I'm saying, doesn't it? So anyway, well, cool. I think it's really good. And then, so now you're what is it, Timmy? Is he your uncle, or he's your uncle?
So my dad and Timmy ran karts together. They went everywhere. Kinley, Sobo, Southside. I mean, they were like the wing champs back then. And then Dad moved up to the trucks, and then my uncle stayed in the karts, and he's still in the karts. been years. It's still in the
Yeah, I
car.
remember you tell us how he's still there, we're doing the same stuff. So that's cool. I mean, it's cool that you all have that going on. And I know you hear a lot about the Waltrip name. I know you have to hear a whole lot about that because that's all I hear every time I go somewhere. Is he Ken? Is he Ken?
See, I'm trying to form my own Waltrip name, if that makes any sense, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, but I think it's funny how everybody wants to link. They want to link you to it because in my office at home, I got a Darrell Waltrip picture that I had. He was at that thing they do in Winston-Salem every year.
You put my picture right next to him.
Yeah, well, your picture's up there, but it's not next to him. But I've got them. I've got all the cards that I've got that's been signed and everything. I've got all those and in there. And of course, he was at this. I forget what they called it back in the day down in Winston-Salem when Winston had the sport. And they had all the drivers come in and do autograph sessions and everything. And we went in there, and my son was way small. And we went in there, and Darrell Waltrip grabbed him by the hand and said, "Come on, let's me and you dance out here with this music." And my son said, "Oh, I ain't dancing with you." So I've been a Darrell Waltrip fan for years. So when I hear when somebody looks up there and they say, "That's Darrell Waltrip," and then there's a picture of Hunter Waltrip, are they kin to each other? I said, "Dang, that would be cool if you were though."
My grandma and the whole ancestry thing, basically like the family split during the whole coal mine era, and then.
So where are you from originally?
Here.
Oh, well, you said coal mines. I thought maybe you were
Up
from
in West Virginia. That's where the whole family split. Apparently, we're talking generations on generations. Like he didn't send me a Christmas card, so no. I'm gonna start sending him some though. Your long lost nephews winning races.
Hey, Uncle Darrell, look what I did.
Yeah.
See you at Christmas. Who is this kid?
Cousin Darrell. That's what you need, Cousin Darrell. So, but I've been to his he calls it a ranch, but I think it's just a little farm. It's not really that big compared to. But I went out.
Is it bigger than your ranch?
I don't have a ranch.
All right, it's a ranch.
Look, listen to what I'm telling you here now, because I mean it does. I mean it looks like just a regular small farm. It doesn't look like anything. You know, I think they had a couple horses. His daughters were really big into the horses at one point, but we went out there by his house and everything, and so I got to see that. But I tell you what, I went down this year and went to Kyle Busch's house, and well, we were on the river, and we came up behind his house there on not the river, the lake. Came up behind the lake right.
Was he on Norman? Like
yeah.
Norman?
And he's rounded. He's got a mansion you would not believe.
I watched that show, Chase for the Championship. Are you watching that?
Yeah.
They're in-house videos and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's expected.
Yeah, but he's got. I mean, he's done fixed out there, right there by the lake. He's made a beach. He's fixed it, got the sand out there for a beach and everything. I think they replenish it every so often.
Wow.
So I mean, he's got a really, really huge place. We pulled up back there.
People pull in, take dumps on it, and leave.
Well, no, I mean, my son knows him, so I mean, so he'd pull up there. I mean, even though we wouldn't get out and talk, we would just wave and speak and everything. But I mean, he had a huge place. I mean, it's unbelievable. And Denny Hamlin, I've always heard Denny Hamlin's really big in the gambling part of life. He's got a house that you wouldn't believe, because we went by riding down the lake, and you can see inside the house on the first floor. He's got his race cars inside the house, wide open. I mean, the windows are wide open, and then you go to the other side. You come around the cove right there a little bit around the other side, and you see the basketball court. And he's got a big official scoreboard and everything inside. It's unbelievable. They have leagues inside at his house.
Wow. I can't fit 4 people in my house, let alone a whole race car or something.
He has got it. I mean, that's unbelievable. What's this? Hunter, you know where you're from. where the boats first landed.
Yep, Jamestown. My dad's got an old joke saying that we were here when the ships came. I got an ancestor that stood next to Chief Powhatan.
That's pretty cool. So, Christian, let's go out and win another one this year. See how
Try.
And maybe next time I won't wait so long to get you your
It's
thing.
all right. Yeah.
I mean, I had it, and I said, I think 1 week you didn't come, 1 week I didn't come.
It was.
That was.
Yep.
And that was really cool. And I appreciate Mr. Hunter Waltrip over there. Even he had to leave the Hooters, and
That's tough.
Had to break off and do that. I mean, it ain't like he works hard during the day.
Yeah, you're right. Like Scott, I just sit around and put my leg up.
I sit around. I said, did you see Scott's picture that time? Oh man, you got to see the picture. Oh, I'm gonna do this just for the heck of it.
It's getting scary.
Huh? That's his picture in his office while he's at work.
Wow.
He's sitting there. They brought the recliner and put it in his office.
There you go.
So he's kicked back, leg in the thing there, and chilling out.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's got it going on. All right, before I let you guys go, I want to get your opinion on the championship. Who do you think's going to win the championship this year?
Like I said, I'm kind of an underdog fan, so I hope Ross Chastain ends up pulling it off. Just from that one move and then just going up from there. Or
I'm telling you, if he gets close enough, he'll do something to make it work. I can see that now. That's how
he's already proved that.
That's his mentality. That's his mentality now. But he's a big hit. I mean, they've even had Formula One drivers and everybody making comments on. That's the craziest thing we've ever seen. He didn't even slow down.
Nope.
That's pretty wild. So who do you think's gonna win it?
I think Chase is gonna pull it off.
I don't know. Well,
Like that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But
What's yours? We got to ask you what's yours.
I would love to see Chastain win it. I don't think he will.
That's kind of my mentality.
I don't think he will.
It'd be cool if he did, but
I mean, it's his first year of really making a run at it. And they say you have to lose a couple or lose one before you can win one.
Been there.
So I'm thinking, this may not be his year. But I tell you what,
he's got a chance.
Christopher Bell.
He's got a really good
chance.
He's
he's knocked off. He's 2 walk-off wins when he had his back to the wall. He won both races.
So Phoenix decides it.
Phoenix is it. That's it.
Just gotta look up the history of who usually finishes decent at Phoenix, see if they got their stuff together. But this is the first time the next gen car has been at Phoenix, right? No. Second.
Yes. No, second time. They
Second
ran
time.
there earlier this year. So there's your field of Cup drivers who. We didn't even mention Joey Logano, and you may think he.
We have to.
yeah. I don't like Logano.
Good possibility he could do it too. Here are your Xfinity drivers. No, these are your truck drivers. Excuse me. These are your truck drivers. My honest opinion, I hope Ty Majeski gets the truck championship. I am not a Zane Smith fan by any stretch of the imagination. He's a member of the Galdashian family. And
what?
The Galdashian family. You ever heard of the Galdings? You ain't heard of the Gray Galding? Used to race out here at 90.
Yeah, I've heard of him, but I don't.
We'll talk about that.
Off camera.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera because there may be something there that I. And here are your Xfinity drivers, and my pick is Josh Berry.
Mine too.
I think Josh Berry.
I hope he pulls it off.
I think that would be so great for a story to see him do that.
Yep.
Even though Justin Allgaier, I think
he got the experience under his belt.
Yeah, I think he would be a good chance for him to do it. I do not want Ty Gibbs to get it.
No.
And I think there may be some people out there to keep him from winning it too. So
I agree.
Anyway. Would you ever hold somebody back to keep them from winning the championship? You can tell the truth. Nobody's listening.
For a buddy of yours?
I mean, hold it back. You ain't winning this championship.
I don't know.
You wouldn't pull Scott Allen? Did you hear what's back to ragging Scott Allen again? But Scott was at the arena race. He was at the arena race in Richmond or wherever it was, and a couple weeks or a few races before that, him and another driver who I'm not going to mention got into it, and I brought that driver on the show, him not knowing that Scott was here.
Oh, Lord.
So he made a couple comments and things didn't work out too good there. So Scott told him to his face when they got to Richmond for the last race, and this guy was like all but assured the championship if he done decent. I mean, he had to have a good finish. And Scott looked at him and told us, "You're not going to win the championship. It's not going to happen." So during the race, they got into it. They banged into each other. Scott spun out, and the other guy, he managed to keep going. So Scott decided, well, if I can't get him that way, I'm going to turn around on the track and go the opposite way. And he hit him head on.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
I was believing you about 5 minutes ago. I thought you were telling the story.
No, that's dead serious. I was there.
When was that?
That's been about 5 years ago when they were doing the arena races up in Richmond. Scott just point blank told him, "You ain't winning this championship." And he got turned on the truck. Track, ran around.
I didn't say that.
I mean, hit him straight head on, tore that other boy's car a piece, tore Scott's up too. But Scott just got out, walked off the track, and just kept on walking. Left the car sitting there.
Wow.
And I said, "That ain't good."
That ain't good.
More than I was expecting from him at that point. And it turned out to be the guy in charge.
You have them both on the show the next.
No,
week?
we
Okay.
don't. I don't know. I stayed out of that.
I would have.
I stayed.
I wouldn't even showed up. I'd have just called them both.
No, we stayed out of that deal. We had oh God, what's the guy's name? Davey Callahan and the kid that down at Martinsville that got into it at Martinsville. The one he went in the car and started beating on him and
beating off his.
Oh yeah.
We had both of them on the show one night together. Not together, but we had one on and then we had another one right behind.
I remember watching that.
And and they both said they would like to come on the show together to talk about it. I haven't been brave enough to do that yet. So that's coming. But it ain't happening right now.
Let me co-host that night. I was there. I was helping Justin Carroll. I was like, what are they arguing about?
I mean, he went in after him, and Davey didn't. I mean, I don't think Davey did much wrong. He just didn't like the way it was. And
right.
Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this, whatever screwed up part of the show. We lost two of our guests tonight. Y'all filled in very well for that, so thank you for that. And I really do appreciate it. I can always count on Hunter. If I call him, he'll be here. He'll come.
There you go.
You know,
I appreciate it.
Even if he has to drop the thing in Hooters and. So anyway,
cold too,
all right. Next week on the show, we're gonna have Ricky Akers is gonna be here and he's gonna talk about what he's got going on for next year. Also gonna have Kevin Bellicourt says he will definitely be here next week because he's got things going on and the season will be over with. So he said he could. And he apologized for not being able to do that. And we're also gonna have Shane Laws on next week because the big race down at Florence is coming up on the 18th, and he's the race director down there for that. Him and Steve Zacharias and everybody. So we'll go down and see see what all is going on for that race. And I think he's also going to do the icebreakers. And they say you're the family comedians, and you've been on here 2 times, and the last 2 times, and he ain't even had said nothing funny. See, look how straight faced he is.
Just enjoying my free pizza.
But I get on TikTok and everything. I be looking you up every time trying to find out what you got going on. Been kind of slack here lately.
I made one last night about the hotel desk clerk.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I'm watching a hotel in Chesapeake this week. Walked in to check in. She gave me 2 of my room keys. I gave one back to her, so this one's for you. Then she quit.
Well, you got it going on, though.
It makes someone uncomfortable at a hotel.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for being with us, and we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks to Christian and Hunter for being here with us. And sorry we didn't get Shawna on here. Her internet connection, I guess the cows bit into it or something. What did you say it was?
Every time. Cows and goats, man. We're new Wi-Fi.
All right, we'll see you again next week.